Well, welcome to HANWELL Town.
Thank you very much.
Pre-season, I don't think has been fun. I saw the death runs earlier and everybody looked as if they would rather kill Muro. But anyway, just three questions.
Yep.
Three questions, and just an easy one, a nice little simple question to start. Out on the field, where do you prefer to play rather than where the manager wants you to play?
To be fair, I don't mind playing behind the striker, only because I've added goals to my game now. And would it be nice to get a few this season?
Okay, and when you've got a tough opponent in front of you, a defender that you're finding hard to deal with, how do you go about trying to get the better of them?
I pay no attention to opposition, to be honest, in terms of once the gaffer's set out for what we need to do. At the end of the day, we're all footballers. We all know how to pass the ball. We all can run. So at the end of the day, it comes down to my mindset of I'll be the best player on the pitch.
And what are your ambitions going forward for this season? What are you looking to achieve here at HANWELL Town?
Ideally promotion and get myself a few goals at the same time.
And just for that, I'll give you a nice, easy fourth one. Of all the clubs you've played in the past, which manager did you get the most out of?
I'd have to say Peter Taylor. He brought the best out of me, made me love the game again. Yeah, I'd have to say that.
Thank you very much. What's your preferred position on the field, and why do you prefer it?
My preferred position is a number 9. Either in a 2 or in a 1 doesn't really bother me as long as I'm up top. That's where like you'll get the best out of me. I played in like numerous positions in the attacking areas for different clubs, but I'd like to say up front is my best position.
And when you're under pressure in a game, how do you handle it? Different players do different things. How do you handle the pressure when it's in a tough situation?
Well, it depends really if it's for the team or for myself personally. Like I've had games where things are not going well, as in I'm not beating my man or my touch isn't that great. I'm losing the ball quite a lot. But I would like to say the best way I handle it is by telling myself that there's still a long time in the game and there's always time to keep things simple, keep things basic, and then obviously just keep believing in yourself and knowing that things will work out during the game.
And finally, how did you come to hear about HANWELL Town? I hear there's a bit of a story here.
So a couple of seasons ago, like 2 seasons ago, I was signed to South Shields Football Club, and they're based in Newcastle. And I remember my first game for South Shields. After the game, the fans were talking to me because obviously I'm London based, and HANWELL was based in London. So they just asked me if I knew a team called HANWELL Town, and at the time I didn't know about the club, and they told me that there were a couple Newcastle-based fans that I don't know if they bought the club or like they were founders of the club, something like that. And they said that there were a lot of Geordies that were in London, and they knew about HANWELL. So that was my first introduction about the club.
Cheers, Jordy. Thank you very much. Just a couple of things before I let you go off and join everybody else. Just a few questions. Okay. What do you think is your greatest strength on a match day on the field?
I would say probably receiving in pockets, linking play from the midfield to the strikers, through balls, hopefully goals and assists, that kind of thing, influencing the attacking third.
And in that case, how do you handle that pressure during a game when things get tough? Say you're a goal behind and you need to get back into it. How do you handle that?
Well, I think for me personally, it's about being involved in the game. So I'll demand the ball more. Just try and get on it and make something happen. I think it's when it gets in those situations, I think just trying to get involved, get on the ball, try and dictate things and make something happen is the best way.
And finally, of all the clubs you've been at, and you've been at a few, what was the best piece of advice a coach or manager ever gave you and that you've carried on to this day?
Oh, that's a hard one. Sure, you're going to get annoyed. God, that's a tough one. It's probably I'll say in my earliest days, going through like young academy football, I was told play with the handbrake off, and that just meant no matter what happens, you give the ball away in a game, you just got to express yourself and try things. And I think that's the one that stuck with me through the years the most.
Thanks so much, Brad. Harry, welcome back to the pre-season. Great last season. And we won't talk about the end of season awards because I think they didn't go down too well, and we'll just look forward to the new season. Based on where the club ended up last season in 8th position, I suspect that you and the rest of the team will want to improve on that in the next 12 months.
100%, yeah. I think the sort of group that we have, with the manager we have, we always want to do better and improve on the season before. I wouldn't say it was an unexpected finish to the season. The boys worked hard really last year, but to finish 8th was a massive achievement for us. But I think with the squad that we've got and the new additions we've got coming in, I don't think anyone doesn't see a reason why we can't come and finish, in that top 6 and fight for playoffs this year.
Also, there was a great FA Trophy run. Hopefully, progress a little further in that this year, and also have a decent FA Cup run as well. When you look at it, the club had some really good cup runs last season.
Absolutely, yeah. I think we'd like to go a little bit further in the FA Cup, and it was a bit of a tough pill to swallow going out to Chertsey as well, a local rival. But I think a nice little FA Cup run and an FA Trophy one this year would be brilliant.
Now we're looking onto a new season. How have you managed to relax in the last 6 weeks, given the fact that you've had 9 months of, running around being chased around by Muro?
Well, it goes down like a heartbeat. You don't feel like you've got any time off. I feel like we only finished last week, We're in nice and early. All the boys are in good nick, to be fair. No one's come back looking too out of shape, which is good. But it's definitely important to go and relax a little bit. Everyone's having their holidays and having a bit of time off. But yeah, I think coming back last Saturday and coming in today again, everyone's raring to go, should we say.
I'm sure they are, Harry. I'm sure they are. And finally, we know who've come up and who've come down into the Southern League Premier this season. Is there any of the clubs that we've played or into the division that you're actually looking forward to playing?
Well, there's no easy games in our league.
Never is.
Especially this year, you've got a lot of teams that have come up or come sideways. I think we've only got one team that's come down from the south, being Weymouth. So yeah, there's no easy games, but there's a couple more local games for me, which is nice. Burko being one, there's a local team that I've played for in the past. Looking forward to playing against them. Your Farnhams, who have come up, they've been on a good run the last few years with a few promotions on the spin. So yeah, I think we'll be looking forward to the big games with the big crowds.
Cheers, Harry.
Lovely.
Nigel, here we are at pre-season training here at Trailfinders, but it's been a busy off-season at what is now, well, what do we call it? The Connell and Sons, or the
Oliver Connell and Sons.
Yeah.
Community Stadium.
Yeah. There's been a lot of changes and a lot of events happening throughout the summer. Can you just go over a few of them? We know about the Unity Cup. How successful was that?
It was fantastic. We started off with just a Jamaican team coming in, and the word soon spread about how good the quality was of the pitch. And then we had the other 3 teams knocking on the door wanting to train with us. So we had to accommodate all 4 teams in the end. So as one left, the other came in. So it's good fun.
Good heavens. And off the playing surface, the ground's also expanded a little.
Yes, we try and do something different every year just to make a difference when the supporters come back. So we've added more seating to the ground. When it's finished, it'll add about another 155 seats. So it'll be good for the club.
And I gather word has also got a little bit further than that. It's even got as far as the Middlesex FA about how good the ground is.
Yes, it has. Yeah, we've been nominated by Middlesex FA for Ground of the Year, and that happens in just over a week at Brentford. So that'd be good.
All in all, it's been a good season on and off the pitch for the club, and it would be nice to get the recognition.
Yes, it would. A lot of people have worked hard. It's a big team that work on at the club, so it'd be nice to get some recognition for all the hard work that's been put in.
Thanks so much, Nigel.
No problem. Cheers.